Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. And here I am again out on this beautiful trail where the pond is on the hill. And anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. And don't forget, you can give this video a thumbs up. Plus, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget you can leave me a message down below, beep beep beep, and don't forget you could share my videos with a family member, a friend, a chipmunk, and a turtle. Plus, don't forget you could check out my playlist, and don't forget the notification bell, ding ding ding. And you can also follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So here we go. Right now it's a perfect time, and so Starlight is out here. I don't want to walk around the pond right now because there's lots of people all around the pond, and I don't want to get in anybody's way. So today I am going to talk about a topic, and some of you might relate to this, or and there's a crow talking, but some of you might be kind of guilty at this yourself. So this is why I want to make this video, is to help people. Do you have somebody in your life that they have made some poor choices in their life, and throughout your you could have been dealing with their energy, and you might have been noticing that this person has been jealous about you, and now they actually want to blame you for why their life is the way it is going, and they don't want to really take credit for how they got in that situation in the first place. So this video is about the blame game, is to reach out to you. Are you blaming somebody for the way your life turned out, the way things are in your life? Maybe, because Starlight was guilty of this a long time ago, is, I blamed it on my parents. It's my parents' fault why my life is going the way it is, and, where I am in life. Or, it's my brother's fault, or my uncle's fault, or hang on, or you might be blaming your grandpa and grandma why your life turned out the way it came out. And so, or maybe you're blaming your friends why you're in the situation where you are right now. So this video is about the blame game. And I don't know, are you guilty at, like making bad choices in your life, and now you don't like the way things are going, and you don't want to really say, hey, I made some poor choices in my life. I didn't trust God, and I went out and did some wicked things in my life, and I got in trouble, many times by the cops, for the choices that I made. And, where there's times that people, they go through stuff, and when they're alone, they're like, how did I get here? How is it that I'm here getting in trouble? Now, these people might actually have to go to jail because of something that they either didn't do that they were supposed to do, or they're doing things that they're not supposed to do, and not doing what they're did I say that right? Either they're doing things that they're not supposed to do, or doing things that they should be doing but they're not. So that's a hard thing to say. So anyway, they're doing something that they're not supposed to be doing. But, they could even have where the law says, we're going to not put you in jail, but we're going to have you on probation. And so now, we are going to control your life, and if you, we're going to have rules set up, and that you got to follow these rules or you're going to be in big trouble. And the person didn't listen to the rules that were played out, and just like throughout their life, that they always thought they could find an easier way to get out of things, and they never really wanted to face their true self, and they really never wanted to go by rules, and where later on it ended up hurting them. Hello. And so these people now, they got in trouble, but they don't want to take credit for where they are now. Instead, what they want to do is they want to blame, maybe their dad or their mom, for why they are where they are. Where are they? Where are they? What is going on in their life? Maybe they have to possibly go to jail right now, and they are not being honest with themselves to how they even got there. How did they get there? So they're playing the blame game of like, well, I'm here because, this person here did this in my life, and it caused me to respond or react a certain way. And, where they could have gone, I got to just show you this view over here real quick. I just got to look, make sure there's no snakes laying around. So, look at this. All these houses all over. So, they could be looking at their life and saying, how did I get here? They could have, I'm just going to zoom this in real quick. By making the wrong choices in their life, they could have actually lost their husband or their wife because of the poor choices that they made in their life, but they don't want to take credit for what they did, and how they got there. It is easier for them to just say, it's not my fault why I'm in this spot. This person, did this or didn't do that, and that caused me to do this and do that. And a lot of things that they were doing was really not the greatest choices, for them to make. Maybe they were not being faithful to their husband. Maybe they were, they'd rather go out and party than, to stay home with their kid. So there's people out there in the world don't really want to take credit for where they are in life because their life is upside down now. But what they're doing is that they're actually blaming other people for how they got where they are, and they could be blaming their parents. Yeah, that actually sounds like a good one. Is I'm gonna blame my life, the way it's going, on my mom and dad. They're the cause of why my life is up down. And do you think that is true? Because because like I was telling you earlier, when I was younger, man, I tell you, Starlight was blaming her parents for, I'm not happy in my life because of my parents. Because see, if they didn't do this and they didn't do that, I wouldn't have made that choice or this choice. Hey, I'm going to show you a little bit better. You can see the road over here. So, zoom this in. There's the traffic there. So, yeah, I'm going to blame it on my parents, because, they should have done a better job, and, they weren't perfect parents, and who has a perfect parent, right? So I could have said, well, because my parents are not perfect, I'm going to zoom over here a little bit, that's what caused me to, go in a store and steal. I'm just going to bring that up to add to it. But so yeah, I made this poor decision because my parents brought me up in such a way that it made me choose the bad decisions in my life. So are you blaming your parents for the way your life turned out, or are you actually really looking at yourself and saying, it had nothing to do with my parents. It actually has to do with me, why I'm in this mess. But not a lot of people want to take credit when their life is upside down. They really rather point their fingers at other people and say how it's their fault, why their life is in such a mess. And the more that they're not honest with themselves or even other people, the worse that their life gets. They're just going down this downward spiral. And I just heard from the grapevine today or yesterday and today that they think that God is actually going to bail them out of this. But see, God knows the ins and outs of really what happened with this person and how they got where they are. It had nothing to do with the person that they're trying to blame all this shit on. It has nothing to do with this person. Is that they are not willing to admit to really making some really bad choices in their life, which they ended up changing everything in their reality. They could have lost their husband or wife. They're not able to see their child anymore because of the choices that they made. But throughout this whole time is that they're still pointing the finger at somebody else, and justifying what they did. But now they're in a whole lot of trouble. They're gonna possibly be facing some jail time, and God actually knows why they did what they did. So you can't fool God. And so I don't know if you're any of those kind of people, like I was like that when I was younger. But you know what? As I grew up, I realized that I had to forgive my parents, and that I had to let it go, and that I had to, love my parents, forgive them and love them, forgive them for they know not what they do. Starlight's going to take it slow down this hill because you could always slip on this stuff. So we have to, as a people, really look at where we are in life and realize where you are in your life. You're the one that got you where you are. You're the one that creates your reality. It's not the people that have done wrong to you in your life. It's how you respond, how you react to those situations is what's going to determine who you are as a person and how you get where you are. So you have to be mindful that it's not the people that have done you wrong. It's how you're responding and what did you do. Some people are very ungrateful, and they never have enough. They always want more. And so then they go out in the world and they seek things that they should have never went out to go get. They got everything they wanted, but it took everything that they had away. But now that everything has been taken away and they're being stripped, is that now they, throughout their whole life, they want to point the fingers at somebody else. And that somebody else has only been there trying to love them and support them and help them. So it is so important, that we don't try to blame things on other people, and said, hey, if they didn't do this and if they didn't do that, I wouldn't have responded this way. Well, maybe you didn't respond in the right way. How did you respond? Did you respond in the right way? Or did you respond in a negative way of what they did? Because if you don't respond in the right way, well, you're the one that is going to really have to pay for those consequences to where you are in your life. Starlight's going to grab her blanket out here and just sit down for a little bit because I'm right on the hill here. So I actually watched tarot card reading, and it's kind of funny how this all works. Is through the grapevine yesterday, Starlight got some news, and now it is kind of weird. I ended up watching one of my tarot card reader guys, and everything he said, I was like, wow, that really lines up with what's going on in my life right now with somebody that I know, where, so you got to really be mindful of who you're pointing your fingers at, and we got to answer, to the things that we made choices at. Like, are you making the right choices in your life? Did you make a wrong choice or a wrong turn, like like you're driving down the road and oops, you made a wrong turn? Well, on that wrong turn, like out in the city, or even on a throughway, is that you have, even though you took the wrong turn on the road, you still have you can still actually get off that road, have your GPS on, and your GPS, like the universe, say the GPS is like the universe can actually help you to get back on track. But sometimes, when that happens, sorry, Starlight's dropped her blanket out here, is when that happens, is that with a GPS, is sometimes we might have to go down a road and it might be blocked. Sometimes there's going to be obstacles in our ways. Sometimes, it might take longer to where we were going, because we took that wrong road. And that happens to Starlight a lot of times on her GPSs. Her GPS will say, take the second right-hand turn, and Starlight couldn't count 1, 2, and so Starlight ended up taking the wrong turn, and then my GPS is showing me where I gotta go, and I'm like, oh great, now it's taken me 2 minutes later, to get back on track. I gotta go all the way down this way and do a U-turn, and then get back on track with where I was actually heading. So that's what happens when we take a wrong turn. But it's not the end of the world when we make the wrong choices in life. You still have the opportunity to, put your pride down and decide to actually, I have other choices. Sometimes we're only thinking that you got this choice or that choice. Sometimes we only think that there's 2 choices to make, but maybe there's more than 2 choices to make. Maybe there's other choices, other things that we could have done or should have done, So, you really got to think of, when you get yourself in a mess, is how can I actually make the right decision, where it won't get myself further in the hole in this, that, I can deal with the problem right now, face it, deal with my shadow side of myself, realizing that, I messed up. I messed up, and now, it's better, like if you messed up and you made the wrong choice in life, it is best to actually try to correct that problem right away. Isn't it beautiful? I can't see them, but they're there. It's best to, just like when you make a wrong turn on the road, you don't want to wait a half hour later, as you made the wrong turn, is that you really want to get back on track as soon as possible. That way you're not getting yourself further down in a hole as far as the situation goes. So you could have handled the problem much quicker if you just get back on track as soon as possible, and not to keep on going on that wrong turn, which is going to take you who knows where. And that's what happens to a lot of people in life, is that they make poor choices, but they want to blame other people, and they don't want to really face, that they're the ones that created the mess that they are in. So you can't really blame other people for the poor choices that you make. You got to really face your shadow side and your demon side and say, you know what, I can't keep on doing this. I'm making a mess of my life. I lost a relationship. I can't see my kid anymore, because I wasn't willing to look at my own shadow part of myself. It's so much easier for some people to actually do the blame game and point the fingers at other people, than to really, whoops, sorry, Starlight's trying to get her blanket here, is to, you have that choice to look at yourself and say, you know what, it's okay that I made the wrong choice. It's all right. I know I'm not perfect, and I can make things better by correcting it, by being honest with myself and saying, you know what, I need to really ask God to forgive me for that poor choice. And not only how it affected you, but how did it affect other people in their life? How about your family? Did it affect your family in a wrong way because of your poor choices that you made? How, like it sometimes, like actually all the time, if we make the wrong choices in our life, a lot of people are worried about their reputation. How about your families? How does the family look at your relatives because of the poor choices that you made? So it doesn't just affect you when you make a poor choice, it affects everyone around you, even your kids. So when you make a poor decision in your life, how is your kids going to look up to you, if you make the wrong choices? So anyway, sorry about that. Starlight had a huge hill to climb, so I'm getting a good workout. I need this. I really need to do these hills more. So anyway, we really can't blame other people for how our life turned out. I tried when I was younger, and eventually after a while when I matured more, I realized that it's really up to me how my life turns out, because I'm creating my reality, whether it's a good way or a bad way, so we really can't point fingers at other people, especially when we're guilty at making really bad, poor choices, so this is something that God is going to deal with, and God is going to deal with all of us one way or another. So that's why it's wise to really think out what your next step is. What is your next step, in life? Sorry about that. Is are you gonna, make a wrong decision, make a wrong choice? Think about the things that you are gonna do, and how is that gonna affect you and other people? So be mindful of the kind of choices that you make in your life, because by the wrong choices that we make, you could end up in jail, and who knows how long, because you want to blame other people and have all these excuses why you are doing what you're doing, which you're not being honest with yourself when you really don't want to look at the root of why you're doing what you're doing. Why did you decide to do those certain things in your life? Why did you go that direction, which was the worst choice scenario? Did anybody force you to do that? No. You wanted it. And now, there's people that they make their bed, but they don't want to lie in it after. It's like, I created this mess, but I don't want to lay in it because I made a mess. So we can't blame other people for how our life turns out. We're the ones that are responsible, no matter how old you are, on how we react and respond to the things in our life. So anyway, I love you so much, and this is Starlight. I really hope a lot of you really think twice of the kind of choices you make, and that's why it's so important not to have other people make choices for you. Is, when you go out with somebody, did somebody force you to go out with that person? Or did you just willingly go in there knowing that this was going to be a disaster before you even jumped in it? A simple example, even taking a job that you can't stand, and then later on you complain. You knew before you even took the job that you knew you weren't even happy while you're filling out the application, and you weren't even at peace when you're waiting for them to call for an interview. But you got hired for the job, and you took the job, and you were totally going against every part of yourself to go get that job because you were desperate and you weren't being patient. And that goes along with all these other choices that we could make or, shouldn't make, in our life. And we can't blame other people why you got that job, why you're in that relationship, oh, well, these people set me up in that relationship. Well, you got the choice to actually say thanks, but no thanks. So anyway, I love you so much. This is Starlight. You can give this video a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget, you can leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. And you can also, don't forget the notification bell. Ding, ding, ding. And you could check out my playlist. And also follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. I love you so much. You can't blame that person or me or anyone for the choices that you make. It's you. You're the one that's got to deal with the choices that you make and the decisions that you think are the right decision. Maybe you even knew it was not a good decision, but you jumped in it anyway. Hello, I just wanted to throw this in really quick on my YouTube video on the It's Your Fault, you know, why my life is the way it is as I was heading out on this trail, I went past a lot of people as I was recording and talking, and on my way out, I did see a man that I passed on the way in as I was recording, and what was so beautiful is that he said that he heard my message on my YouTube channel and that he couldn't help it, and that he got help. That's exactly what he needed. And I asked him what is his name, and he said his name is Angel. And I said, isn't that something how God does things? God put me on this hill, you know, to make this video at this particular time on this certain topic, this specific topic, to help that man out. And now he's going to check out my YouTube channel. So nothing happens by accidents or coincidence. So anyway, I love you so much. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.